that sound good? Now, today, you guys have something very special. You have a very special moderator today. Because there's no way that I could have Wynonna Earp cast as guests of the track and not have this gentleman serve as a moderator at least once, right? So please welcome our beloved Kevin Batchelder.
Hello, Warpers. How we doing? Saturday at DragonCon. We're going to have fun, and Carol gave you the info. Make sure. Line up with those questions. I have plenty, but you folks have heard me ask a lot. I want to hear you folks asking questions today, so feel free to get in line. I'll just open things up quickly. All right, let me bring out the Wynonna Earp cast with no more delay. Up first, Mr. Greg Lawson. Next up, we have Tamara Duarte. Cat Barrell. Dominique Provost-Chalkley. And Melanie Scrofano. All right, folks, like I said, go ahead and get in line. I've just got to open things up with a question here. There's a little bit of it should be a simple one, I hope, for many of you, but just a really fun thing I wanted to point out. What do all of these cities have in common? London, Toronto, Minneapolis, New Orleans, Paris, Milan, St. Louis, Anaheim, Glasgow, and then Bedsoden in Frankfurt, Germany.
We all have Overcon.
They all have that. Name another show that has conventions either already happening or happening next year in that many cities.
None.
There we go. So maybe we'll just open it up with you folks saying that. Thoughts? How does that hit you when you hear that?
But how fun. Wow. What a treat that we get to do that and see people all over the place. What a great excuse to go on vacation with your friends, right? That's the fun part, but also like amazing. I think it just, for me, always shows the power of a small but mighty community. Like, we're not a Marvel movie, you know what I mean? We don't have the reach, the traditional media reach of these huge shows and huge blockbuster movies, but like, look what you guys have built. It's incredible.
What is that thing called?
How do you top that?
Oh, what was the thing?
ASMR.
Could they not come with a better name? Like, for something that's all about how things sound, you would think that they would have gotten more creative on the name. Does it stand for something else?
Yeah.
Is it an acronym?
Yes. Sure.
It's probably not just, oh, what should we call this?
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of an obvious question, I suppose.
No, I didn't have
No,
R
no.
for some reason.
Thank you guys, by the way, for coming out to that last night. It was really nice to see so many familiar faces for something that I'm, actually, it says in my bio that I'm an improviser, but I'm not. I think it's because I studied like scripted comedy at that school, and so they're like, oh, it must be improv. But I really appreciated the support because I was pretty nervous, and it was very nice to see so many kind, familiar faces in the room, so thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. It was super fun. I really appreciated the support a lot. I actually sort of thought, no, I don't know why. I thought it was gonna be like a surprise guest so that no one would know. So I was like, oh good, well at least like no one will really be there that I know.
So like marketing isn't your strong suit.
Not so much.
You don't
I just
totally
didn't
understand
think it
how.
through. Yeah. But it was really nice to see you
That's like
guys.
a
and I
coping
really
mechanism, right?
Yeah, just say yes, yes. Shit, yes.
All right, let's turn it over to you folks. Let's start here on my left. We have anyone there?
Guys, come on.
Earpers.
Oh.
There we go.
Lasagna Del Rey.
Oh, I don't touch them. Hi, I'm a big fan of the music that plays on the show, and I know it is obviously added after you guys film, but I was wondering if you listen to any of the songs while you're shooting or before and after, or to get psyched up when you're driving to work, that are later put into the show, or if you have any input, like suggest songs for the music supervisor.
Can I just say something about that? It's got nothing to do with your question, but... Okay, look. No, listen. I was watching a Harrison Ford movie, and it was made in the 80s, and this music comes on, and I'm watching the movie and I'm liking it, but then all of a sudden I realized that that music was from Aliens. It was from another movie, and it was the same music, and I don't think they should be allowed to do that. They're being paid money to do it, and I don't think they should be able to reuse music.
To answer your question,
Let's just scoot over for a minute.
I'm glad you got that off your chest though.
Yeah.
I needed to come out. I hadn't particularly listened to much of the music other than the songs that we all know and love. But when I was in Paris, I saw Emmy, who did the Fight for Wynonna, One Song a Day for, I don't know whether it was 50 plus 60 something plus. And I went to see one of her gigs, and she played so many songs from the show, and they were amazing. I was like, these are like such good songs, like really good songs. And the thing I think that when I watch the show, is I can't believe how appropriate the songs are. That they feel like they really talk about the subjects that are in the show, and hearing them outside of the show was like such a treat.
But to answer your question,
I don't think your question's gonna get an answer.
It totally will. We're getting there.
we don't get to hear, like, the music has to be cleared, blah blah blah, and we have $7 to, so we're just like, anybody, $7 and Canadian dollars, and so we don't get to hear it, but I think, I'll speak for myself, but I do listen to music. I do suggest before, like on set, but it tends to be not used in the show because I have expensive taste. Have you guys suggested music?
No. I've never suggested it, but I do the same thing. I have like a little playlist that I'll, especially for certain themes, if you want to get into a certain headspace, I think it's really great. Music's an amazing tool. But yeah. So great question.
Yes.
First con, kind of nervous over here.
Hey!
But my name is Chanley. I have a stammer, so it might take me a second. I had a brain bleed a few years ago, so it might take me a second.
Take your time.
But as a creator, as a queer creator, I was wondering for you all, for all of you, what was the defining moment that you as a performer knew that this was a character that you were meant to play, that this part was for you? Like, what scene was that for each of you? Had a lot of time to think about that.
What if it's not a scene?
What if it's a moment? Tell me anything.
Okay. You're not gonna restrict us. Okay, yeah. Like for me, it was a moment, I think, where it was just like, I think once I got to Calgary and like, everybody seemed to have faith in my being there. Like, I always sort of picture, and you hear a lot of stories about, you know, people get fired. And I was like, this is a real possibility. Like, and so I think once I got there and everybody was so welcoming and like involving me in prep and seeing the locations and showing me my Harley and things like that, I was like, oh, I'm this character. Like, whatever I'm doing is right. I think it was that.
Bring me back to those moments. I first got to certain. I think actually it was the scene that at the end of episode 1, I believe, when we were looking out of the balcony and you were sat there, you know, on the side, and then I come walking up and I was like, whoa, I had such a rush of adrenaline that day, and yet it felt so right, that scene. It felt so easy as we were just looking out, and it was like, I think the scene we were talking about, like, the fact that we were going to do this, and like, there was just a sense of like, oh, wait a second, I'm the actress that's going to be doing this. Yay! Yeah, that would be my moment, I think.
I think for Natalie, it was the scene when it was a scene with Shamir, it was the scene with dolls. And Natalie starts off the scene by telling this story about a weather vane in a very casual way, but by the end of the scene, after this story that he's told, it's pretty evident that he wants to help dolls. And he gives them the file, and then they go to the bar to people watch. And it revealed to me that Nedley plays the long game and has been playing the long game. And he comes at things in a very crafty way. And that's when, I don't know if I felt it was the role for me, but that's when my interest perked. That's when I started to think, yeah, okay, now we're going somewhere, you know. And there's a dog here that's dressed like a taco. He's fast asleep. Oh, no, he's awake.
He's right. He knows we're talking about him.
Oh, look at that,
Everything I wish I could be.
You are very welcome.
Is that the nicest thank you you've ever received?
Also, your hands smell delicious.
Yeah, that's the handset pleasure. Anybody else who wants to stop it? Thank you.
I made her get me a coffee in the middle of the panel. She's like, can I just introduce Kevin? I'm like, if you have to. We're just gonna all watch you drink your coffee.
I'm ready.
Between this and Carrie's Donuts from New York, I'm like, good to know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Oh.
I'm worried you're going to burn your tongue.
I don't think it picked
I
it up.
wasn't, yeah, a bit stronger.
Sorry. I'll do better. Anyway, what?
Yep.
To answer your question, I think it was the moment I tried to steal your baby? No, I'm just joking. Definitely not that moment. Yeah, I was like in between your legs, and like I was like, I was born to do this. That was it.
Get in there.
It was awkward though, I will say. I'm like, do you want me to like grab the side of your leg so you feel the pressure? You're like, no, just go in. No, I think it was it was a scene with Mel where we were at the bar and she said, "I'll kill you last." Yeah, I think it was that moment. No, but it was like I think I saw her heart, and it was hard for Wynonna too. So I think that was a very special moment.
You played it beautifully.
Thanks. So did you.
That's all I got. I think for me it was later. Mine was probably the episode 12 of season 1 when Dolls hands Nicole the shotgun. He says, like, welcome to the Black Batch division. And I think that was for me because I was really not sure. I think it was very foggy for me what Nicole's place in the show was going to be. And I mean, even though the Black Batch thing didn't exactly work out, it was more, that was the moment I remember reading the script in my hotel room and thinking like, okay, I might be able to be here a little bit longer than I thought I would. And that was a really nice feeling. Yeah.
At least you felt like that.
Yes.
My question was kind of the special effects on the show. What all is practical versus VFX, like the Revenant eyes or the Legion black eyes? And how do you keep Peacemaker in your boot? It's not mine, no.
Yours is not staying there.
No.
Guys, she bought a Peacemaker on the interweb. Look. Like it's real. I tested it. I was like,
It's not real.
as in, but it's real. I'm sorry. Yes. No, yeah. Sorry, but as in, I can. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
click.
What was it?
Special effects. So a lot of it, we used to shoot, well, you guys shoot a lot more on the show, but I feel like season 1 and 2 it was more blanks. Like we would shoot blanks for the guns, and now they have this like muzzle flash special effect that's apparently very inexpensive and easy for them to do, and it's obviously a lot safer. So now we don't shoot the guns as much, which is sort of You prefer shooting? Oh,
No.
you're not shooting.
Yeah, I like a good shot.
I like a good shot.
Like,
Scared.
do you?
Yeah, really scared. I find it like really, really scary having like a real gun that has a thing in it. And do you remember when I accidentally set it off before I should have, and I was really close to the camera, and I got like, it was a scary moment, you guys. Paolo was like, everyone stop! And I was like, oh my god! And I really felt like the power of having a gun in my hand.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the special effects in general, right? Like
Yeah,
all
like-
of the eyes and everything. What's special effects and what's not? Obviously, the Revenants didn't go through the floor. That came after. But yeah, going back to that, do you remember all of that?
Yes.
Honestly, one of the funniest things in the world. The amount of times we had to just be like, okay, it's coming, and everybody had to do it differently, and all the Revenants had their different take on the
How did
breakdance.
they like direct those guys? What did they say?
Paolo used to say it's a, what did he say? It's a modern interpretive dance.
Pretty accurate.
Because he's French, right? So it's even funnier. He's like, it's a, and then you do the modern interpretive dance, and then you go. But the way he said it, that was a horrible impression, but he's so charming and so funny. Yeah. What else?
Do you remember when they cut that season, I think it was 1, they cut a like behind the scenes thank you video for the cast and crew that they sent to us? And they put all the Revenants dying like outtakes. Of all the Revenants.
But like the slow-mo one.
But yes, but to
Like-
the music of La Cucaracha. Awesome quality.
Oh, we should, is that on the internet somewhere? No.
We should see if they can post it.
We would have to clear that with a lot of people. But I think it's worth
Including the
it.
people who did the quick
Who were, it was so awkward for these people. It was like,
And then they come on for 3 days or something to play a little role. So it's a different feeling. It's not like we've been there all the time and then we have to suddenly bust out a move. They literally come on, and some of them, we shoot out of order. So some of them it would be like their first or second day, and they'd be like, "Oh, what? I didn't see this in the script." Oh.
what else was, we do some like the cliff, that was CGI, so they stretched it out so that, we're actually, well, I was on the cliff, who else was on the, anyway,
I was on the cliff.
on the little ledge.
Oh, you were on the ledge with Megan,
Yes.
and I had a harness, so I was actually strapped in to the rocks. But
Great strap-on joke last night, by the way.
The best part is that I'm the one who unintentionally makes the strap.
So it was unintentional? Oh, I was hoping it was unintentional.
Of course, did you not tell me it was unintentional?
I couldn't see you that far. I couldn't see you.
It was totally unintentional.
Strap on line.
God bless you. So yeah, so the ledge, let's say I was this high. So then it was really cool to see in post how they elongated it and made it look a lot higher. Trying to think of what else.
Talk about the car crash.
Excellent. Okay. Let's reenact it. Ready? Action. That hurt. You should always warm up. You should always warm up.
And then Paolo just throwing bits of snow on us. Yeah, that's great.
But we got in trouble for that one because we started laughing because we felt moronic. And then they're like, I guess we'll reset all the little fluffs. Thanks. So essentially they were like, how are we gonna do, we have $7. How are we gonna do this how are we gonna do this? And they were talking about, there's special effects, which are hugely expensive, and then there's the practical, which is less expensive. And, but we didn't practically want to get into a real car accident. So it was just, they had a bunch of people, they had us on a white, this is the white screen, they had that behind us, and then they had some people chucking snow, and then they had people moving the car, jerking the truck, so that it felt sort of surreal. And then Paolo's whole vision was we're just gonna make it abstract. So he's
Which is such a genius move, to use his artistic vision to make something that would have been really expensive just look beautiful and pair it with the best song, and then it almost becomes better than it would have been.
And he did the same thing in the scene where you're going up to the Garden of Eden.
Sorry, that was also a funny moment.
She's up on a chair. Can you tell? Because I forget.
There was a crane that took me up on a chair. And
Let's just preface it by saying that they wanted to do this the expensive way, because they were like, how are we gonna make it look like she's going up? And then, so they were like, okay, so we're gonna spend $60,000 on this fucking crane, whatever. And they were gonna do it on another day. Anyway, so then on the day, we're in the forest, and Paolo says,
how about we just strap you to a dolly thing and just take you up on a chair?
and we'll put the camera down here.
Yeah, and you just do the rest of, the sort of moving, and we'll see if it works. And he's a genius, and it did. So, there's lots of...
Do that on green screen?
I also did, the flying on a green screen for the wide shot. Yeah, so there's lots of different things. It's kind of amazing, though, when, I have no idea, or I had no idea how these things happen. And it's always surprising when you read the script, you have a vision of how they're going to do it, and then when you get there on the day, it's like completely different.
It's also a testament, I think, to the creativity on our show. Like, we have limited resources, and we could just buckle under that and just be like, I give up. Or people in every department show up with their best ideas, and it's a real team effort to really problem solve together. And the result is always, you can be so proud of that, because you didn't just throw money at the problem. They came together and they found solutions. And I think that's part of the magic of the show, that, what is doing that? It's part of the magic of the show that isn't necessarily recognized, because it's not part of the show that you see in front of you, is the magic of the people behind the scenes. We have amazing stories.
Yes.
Hi. I'm just getting a kick out of being at this side. But I wanted to thank you guys again for being here. I didn't know if I had a chance to do that this morning, but I want to thank the cast for being here, as well as all of you, and to also let people know, it's probably in everybody's app anyway, but Kevin is going to be moderating a fan panel tomorrow at 11:30 in our track room, discussing the show. So please plan to attend if you don't have other things going on. But thank you again for being here, and Kevin, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, hi. My question is, if or when we get married, where do you think they're gonna live? With Wynonna or like apart? Like in the homestead or like wait, I forgot. Nicole. Yeah. The apartment.
Where would we live?
Yeah.
Oh, live. Oh. Get out of my house.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a good question. I think you guys should have your own place.
Yes.
Own little flat. Yeah, get to those. We'd probably buy something fresh. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but close by.
You live in the barn.
No.
Bad idea. But if we like renovated it, made it beautiful.
Gonna ruin the aesthetic that we're going for.
Be nice. Too close to it.
Hey.
Just over the hill and around the bend.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
That would just be comedy gold, though, if they had to stay with you for a short period while their place was
While
built.
they're doing renos?
Guys, it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, what is it?
What? It could be so
You're electric. There you go.
That's right, yes. Over here.
Yeah, so this is totally not show related, but like, what are y'all's guys' like favorite guilty pleasure foods?
Ooh. Oh. Food. What are yours? What's your guilty pleasure?
God, mine's are all really boring, probably.
Probably. Let's hear.
Guilty pleasure. I don't really feel guilty about food. I used to feel guilty about food, but now that I'm vegan, everything feels pretty good. And it's always like such an excitement if I find vegan food that is like naughty vegan food. You're like, it's vegan, I can eat it. So it's more a celebration than a guilt. But anything. Sort of like, well, vegan ice cream, obviously. Vegan pizza, but that's not guilt. See, these are all things that I think we should embrace in life.
How about you guys? I kind of feel the same way. I guess the treat would be a Diet Coke. I know it sounds really crazy, but we just don't drink Coke in the house. And then I was saying this earlier that I'm like, when we're like at these pants, I'm like, ooh, there's a Coke. Like, because we don't, or regular Coke, it has a lot of sugar in it. So. Yeah, I guess that would be a guilty pleasure, but mostly I don't feel guilty. Like I eat
The things you like to
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty about the food I eat. I feel guilty about the amount of the food.
Or the time of day.
We have to be specific about it. That's
A piece of cake, a whole cake.
it's the whole cake. Come on. What would be the point of eating a piece of it?
And are you having it for breakfast? Because that's where the guilt comes in for me.
Cold
I'm like,
pizza.
you know, and I'm like, oh.
The first thing I ate the other day when we hung out, Melanie and I had some pretty great donuts when we were in Toronto.
For lunch.
It was the first thing I ate the whole day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
I had a
feel sick?
cherry cheesecake donut. I didn't feel great. But what did you have? A dark and stormy.
Dark and stormy. It was rum.
Where is this from?
Yeah, it
Down
wasn't
at
it was ginger.
It's what was that place called?
Donut Monster.
Donut
Oh,
Monster.
it's Stacked.
Stacked. Did you guys
Market.
ever go to
Stacked.
There's a cool place
Or
called
is that D&E?
Stacked Market. No, it's in shipping containers.
So they
No, which
made this market out of shipping containers. To answer your question,
Sorry, we're getting early. What's your treat food?
I
that
don't
you
know. I
really
have so
enjoy?
many. I have so many. I like anything like fudgy. I started making these sundaes that are ridiculous. Like ice cream and then melted chocolate sauce. And then more ice cream and then like whipped cream or marshmallow. Bless you. Are you allergic to my dessert? And then cherry on top.
Will you make, I feel like you would make your own chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I see it.
Yeah, I'm a purist.
And whipped cream, you're whipping your own cream.
I'm not buying a can. That's so
That's
wasteful.
gross.
So you're gonna whip your own.
Yeah, it's so easy.
I'm also very partial to apple crumble. Especially if it's Granny's apple crumble.
What about peach crumble?
No.
No.
Apple purist, I like
Peach
it.
cobbler.
What about your? Did you say it already? Me? Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot.
know.
I really love eating. Like I love going out for an indulgent meal.
Yeah.
I'm super into it. I mean, like really guilty pleasure would be, like secret would be, you know those celebration cookies? They're like milk chocolate and a cookie underneath. Do they have those in the States? No. Maybe not. It doesn't seem to be landing in this room. Okay. It's a cookie with chocolate on the top, and I'll like melt it in the microwave, so it's warm. It's good. Yeah.
So good.
I mean, I could go on. We
This
could
is a
talk
bad
about this for a
question.
long time.
Yes.
Hi, so I guess my question is more for Dom. We knew Waverly was a cheerleader, and the cheerleading scene, but compared to the Christmas scene, did we think the cheerleading scene was more Waverly than it was Waverly? Because the nerves, you were nervous doing for me, it's similar, because you're doing a performance, and there's a line in it saying this is only for Nicole, than the cheerleading scene. So my question was, did we think it was more Gooberly doing the cheerleading scene because she was so confident versus, I mean, I love the Christmas scene because she wasn't so confident.
So it had that vulnerability that was there. I think it's probably a mixture of the two, of two things, which is, of course, that Gooberly's presence definitely affected Waverly's actions throughout those episodes. So that's a definite truth. But I think also because she's been cheerleading for so long and it's like in her blood. So I think that when you go into a routine like that, you just get lost in the routine. Like as a dancer, you just like, you know, give it 100%, and it's only afterwards that you would then go, oh my god, you know, how was that? Whereas with the Santa outfit dance, it was way less rehearsed, never done before, first time situation, and of course that brings like huge, immense amount of anxiety that comes with that.
Do you think Waverly was wearing underwear in the Santa?
What do you think?
Yes.
What was a moment in all of your careers where you were reassured that you were doing what you're meant to be doing? Like you weren't just standing in front of the camera and acting, you were actually like building communities and helping people help themselves.
I know the moment. Can you get that? It was after I shot Degrassi. Yeah. It's like you just, sometimes, for me, I just loved acting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I love it, and I don't know why I'm doing it, I just know that I love it, and I'm just gonna continue to do it. And that was it for a lot of years, and then I did that show, and I played Charlie, and I didn't realize the effect it would have until after the fact, and I remember one specific moment I was walking down Queen Street after being at Much Music, and I was like, holy hell. I was like, okay, so now, like, I just didn't realize the effects of what my art did.
What was your character in it? Would you mind?
Charlie was Annie Clark's girlfriend, and I was like a scooter riding, Vespa.
That's so cool. Canadian budget.
Yeah. Yeah, and she came in like hot and heavy. She was very confident in who she was, and Annie was just finding herself, and it was, yeah, I think it was like, yeah, I just didn't know why I was acting. I just knew I loved it, and then it was after shooting that I realized, like, holy, I'm helping other people. Yeah. That's it.
For me, it was the Christmas plays that I did, the live theater, and you're doing a play at Christmas time, and the kind of audience is different. It's not like you're doing a Shakespeare production at the Stratford Festival where everybody pays a lot of money to see a Shakespeare play. This is a tradition for families, and they take their children to see the Christmas play, so it's a family-oriented thing. And that's when I discovered that it's important. It's not just like a form of entertainment. It's important for families to go see these Christmas plays on Christmas Eve. It's just a different kind of audience.
Yeah, like you're part of the foundation now of their
Like
tradition live.
it's like they invited me into their tradition. Their family tradition was to go see this place, so I felt invited into their tradition.
Good feeling to have.
Yeah, it's, doing a British farce, that's a whole different audience, you know. And also, when I discovered that live theater was basically, when someone writes a play, it's holding a mirror up to society. There's that expression where the subject matter of the play that the playwright is, it may be challenging for the public to realize and see or admit that that's really happening in our world. So some plays are challenging, and it helps people consider their choices in life. They may, theater also shows the ugly side of humanity as well as just the fun, entertaining side. And that's when I discovered that it's probably more important than just entertainment.
Well, entertainment's really important.
It is. It is.
I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, and it seems so cliche to say because we're on the Wynonna Earp panel, but I've never been on a show that I felt like, oh, I can feel the impact it has for people, or like when people come up and like this made a difference in my life. I'm like, I've never seen that. Like I've been on other shows, I'm sure that have been important to people, but I wasn't aware of it. I just knew that I was having fun, or, you know. And then this show came along, and so this is the one for me that I was like, oh, like we really matter to people, like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like when you're doing a play and it's over, and the audience doesn't applaud. They just sit there, and you can hear a pin drop. That's when you know that it's made an impact, because everybody's thinking. You can feel the whole audience thinking about what they just saw, and it's a different experience than everybody jumping up and applauding right away and showing that we liked it. They're not sure, so they're sitting there in this dead silence, and it lasts for 10 seconds, and then people slowly start applauding, and the show is over. It's a weird experience. It's very, very powerful.
The moment for me was in San Diego when we did, I don't even know what you would call it, but it was the first time, it wasn't during Comic-Con, we were at the IDW offices, and I think it was just me, Tim, and Shamir. Is anyone there?
The Comic Art Gallery.
Yeah, exactly. And Tim and I were talking beforehand, like, I wonder if anyone's going to show up. Like, because we hadn't met any of you beautiful people yet, and we didn't know the passion that was coming. And then suddenly, I think it was Alison that came up to me and was like, there's like a queue that goes all the way around. And I was like, what? Oh my God, this is so exciting. And then every single person that came up and spoke to me was so generous with their explanation as to why the show mattered so much to them. And it was such a special day. It was unbelievable. I saw my first Waverly cosplay. It was just so overwhelming. I just remember, I think there's photos of me where I'm just like, because it was completely life-changing just to see how something like this can have so much power on people. And yeah, and then what has come next has just been on the up and up and up ever since. Yeah.
And I remember too, because we were in that room off from the signing area, and when Allison mentioned that, and we had seen the line around the building, you kind of like poked your head out a little bit to see that this wasn't her putting you on.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, right.
It was so genuine, just the, wow, this is real.
Yeah. Incredible.
I think mine, the big one for me was always when we came to our first Lexicon, and we walked out and there was like a massive, I was not expecting anyone to be there, and there was like so many people. And I think we had hints of it, but it was just between season 1 and 2, and so it was still pretty fresh. But yeah, that would be, I mean, all these things. This is such an incredible experience, but I think also along your lines doing some children's theater and working with some children. When I was in theater school, we did some kids plays. We did some Robert Munch plays, which is a really amazing Canadian children's author. And just to see kids come out of their shells and to have them express themselves, I think there's such power in creativity and theater and storytelling, and it affirms that it is a worthy thing to do with your life, because I think sometimes I struggle with like, where is when you don't have something like this, or you're just kind of working on shows that maybe don't have this much of a social impact, it can sometimes be hard to be like, am I contributing in a positive way? Is this frivolous? What am I contributing to the world? And I think
Is it just based on ego?
yeah, it's good, and so it's so wonderful when things like this can happen. Wonderful is not even a big enough word, but thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
As I know you guys know, Earpers have found each other in cities all over the world and get together for meetups and volunteer days and go to see Melanie's movie or watch parties. One of the things that the Austin Earpers do every year is celebrate Waverly Earp's birthday, which is next weekend, September 8th. So as we're going around and planning what we're going to do for Waverly's birthday, we obviously settled on a garden party. And in addition to the vegan apple crumble, what sort of tea should we serve?
And did you know it was Waverly's birthday on September 8th? I didn't know.
Wow, what kind of tea would Waverly like this year?
Does she like spice? Does she like
Fruity, I think. Which is, I'm not a fruity tea person, but I think Waverly would be.
what about green tea? Was she drinking?
Hibiscus and like a little hibiscus blend kind of thing would probably be her jam.
What were you gonna say? Would she drink green? I like yours better. You should answer the question.
Yeah, I feel like. What would you do green? Yeah, anything floral. Let's go for a hibiscusy blend of pink.
Enjoy that
pink
party.
We'll figure out a way to put booze in it.
Love you.
Love that you guys do that.
I know.
It's so
unbelievable.
fun.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering, if you could plan a vacation for your characters, where would they go and what would they do?
Also, sorry, orange cinnamon. Sorry?
If you could plan a vacation for your characters, where would they go and what would they do?
Wynonna had just come back from Greece, so she was doing a lot of cool travel. I don't know, maybe somewhere like Malta. Right? Am I right? Should she go? Yeah.
Well, Nedley would be deep sea fishing on some boat.
Yes.
I think that's where he was trying to get to at the end of season 3.
But where?
Oh, someplace warm. Probably the Florida Keys, and he'd probably definitely do more drinking than fishing. But he wouldn't say a word. He'd have other guys on the boat, and they'd be yelling and laughing, and he would just be sitting there drinking, looking at the water.
I might take Waverly to Nashville. Yeah, to road trip it out and
Smoke some hibiscus.
yeah, just music in Nashville might be nice for waves.
I think Rosita would go to Egypt.
Road trip. Rosita and Wynonna. Yes. Should meet up. Because she should go to Egypt too.
Yeah, we'll go together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotta get them out there. Okay.
I think the traditional thing is like rock climbing in Utah, but I think Nicole, maybe it's time to learn a new skill. I don't know why, but I feel like kite surfing. Where's a good place to learn how to kite surf?
Oh my God, you and Nedley.
Seriously gonna cramp my
That's
stomach.
awesome. Yeah. I don't know who would be taking care of Purgatory, but you.
Oh, I'm out. No.
Yeah.
Be there when you're back.
That would be fun. Yeah. Nedley and Nicole in Florida. He does some fishing. I do some kite surfing. Life's good.
Also, quick thing, can I give you the shirt, Melanie?
Did you ever know? Guys, you are the gift. We don't need gifts. Oh my God. Yeah.
started.
Yes.
Okay, hi guys. Hi. My friend Sam helped me come up with this, so I don't want to take credit for this. We'd like to know what y'all would usually do to make yourselves feel better if you're having a tough day, because like sometimes these can be overwhelming, and self-care is important, obviously.
That's a really great question.
But did you say what can be over cons?
Cons, but like if you're
But in
having a
general.
tough day in general.
In general. Self-care.
Yeah. I am a fan of giving myself a certain, when there's something that happened that I have no control over, like let's say a bad audition and I feel like I didn't get the part that would change my life or whatever the thing used to be, whatever. I would give myself like a half hour max to just really think it sucks and to just really luxuriate in the shittiness of it and just let myself feel like shit. And then after a half hour, if it's something that I can't do anything about, I'm like, all right, that's enough. And you know, I still think about it and it still sucks, but I force myself to focus on something else. And it helps to at least, like we talk about when you're spiraling downward, it's just that thing that catches you from going further. Like sometimes it's enough to not make yourself, sometimes I'm like, it's good enough if I don't feel worse than I already do, you know? So I catch myself at the bottom by focusing on the color red. Like sometimes it's literally, I'll be like, okay, where's the color red? And then it pops up everywhere and I'm like, oh. And for that brief moment, I'm not thinking about that thing anymore. And I find that's a weird but helpful thing. Yeah, or if I'm like panicking a bit, which hasn't happened in a while, but I would just be like, if I'm really anxious or something, I just find I'm like, the color red just really pops out wherever it is. And then I'm just like, oh, there it is, oh my God, there's a lot of red. And then
It's actually a great tool. They do five, isn't it? And you do 5 red.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a real
I'm a
thing.
genius. I'm actually.
Yeah, like colours and then like listening so that your attention is going on to the things that are present in the room.
But I like how you sit in it. I think that's important because if you don't sit in it for and you give yourself a time frame, I think you create some trauma in your body by suppressing avoiding it. But you give yourself time to just okay, how do I feel? Just sit in it or journal or do whatever that gets you in it, and then you're like, okay, red.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Well, I think it's important not to pretend you're not feeling what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if I am jealous or some ugly thing, I'm like, well, I'm jealous. I'm a human being. I can be in a bad mood or I can be jealous. But, give yourself a time limit, and otherwise you're just going to live your life that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's super important to have a friend that you can be brutally honest with, when you're feeling something that you don't want to admit that you're feeling because I'm jealous of this person or whatever. You can say that to a good friend. To have that sounding board. What I do when I have a bad day is I immediately go somewhere public. Because number one, it reminds me when I'm people watching that some of those people have bad days too. So guess what, Greg? It's not all about you. It's not the end of the world. You're not the only one having a bad day. People survive their bad days too. And the other thing is that if you start talking to people you don't know, sometimes you're forced into using your sense of humor. And that's the cure-all, really. If you start laughing again after you've had a bad day, then your day isn't so bad.
That's also a really great, not that I go to a lot of therapy, but if I did, one of the things that I think we all do, but I definitely do, is I go internal. So if I'm feeling badly, I'll obsess. I will just ruminate the fuck out of it. And that's not great. So that thing of going outside yourself and taking something else in, I think is so
Yeah, the other input. You got to distract yourself from the bad things in life, you know, and a really great way of distracting yourself from the bad things of life is recognizing the good things in life. And I think the good things in life are always connected to other people. And a simple conversation. I was in Toronto and I had nothing to do, there was nothing in my head. I was kind of having a bad day, and I stood on the street and I thought, people say that the residents of Toronto never talk to each other. So I was standing outside Pizza, and I stopped a lady I didn't know, and I said, why do you think we eat this pizza? Do you think it's because when we were 18 years old and drunk, that's what we ate? And she looked at me and she said, yes. And she kept walking. And that just immediately made my day better. Like,
What do I do? After my blowout or before? No. I think when I'm having a bad day, I'll meditate. I'll like get outside, and for me, it's like I need like grass. I need like grounding. I need something that I'm in a high rise, so I feel very like this anxiety and this like everything's spiraling out of control. I'm like, okay, I need to like go downstairs, go to the park, and just like lie there and look like a crazy person, but whatever, and just lie there. And I put my headphones in and I'll listen to like a guided meditation like Deepak, which I love, or because I think when I'm having a bad day and I'm in my head, I think trying to meditate without some guided meditation is a bad idea for me, because I'm just like, okay, no, think about something else. So I think with the guided meditation, it really just helps me focus on that as opposed to my thoughts. And I have to remind myself to stay open. I don't know if you guys understand what that means. Like when I'm spiraling out of control, I like shut down and I'm mean, or I'm like short, and I have to remember to just like, because I think it's a muscle. Like when we open and close very easily, and because of something else that's outside of us. And I have to constantly, I'm like, no, just stay open, like keep my heart open to other people, to other things. And then it's surprising how someone will come up to you and be like super nice, and just like it changes everything. So it's definitely a muscle that I'm learning how to use every day, of just keep staying open no matter how shitty my day is.
Yeah, for me it's sort of a combination of both of those things, really. Even though it's the last thing in the world that you want to do, meditation is really key for me, and having found that has been extremely useful on days where I feel like shit. Because I think what meditation does for me personally is, even if I don't necessarily get over it or whatever it is, it helps me accept that it's there, and just make peace with it. And it clears my brain so that I can really start to know how I'm feeling about the thing that's happened or whatever it is, rather than my brain overanalyzing the out of it, and it becoming too messy in my own head, and then becoming extremely destructive. It sort of like clears some of that, and then of course the main channels come back through, and it gives you clarity on the thing, so that you feel like you can get it, make peace with it. And then it will be, the other thing about meditation that really helps, I think, is once you get out of your head and into your body kind of tells you what you need. And it can be a mixture of all of those things, really, whether it be just go for a walk, get out, massive things getting out of the house for me, because I never used to do that. I would always stay in and wallow in that feeling, and just be like, it's just the worst. Whereas getting out and feeling that energy coming from other people makes you realize that, you are not the center of the universe, and that there are people out there that are going through all sorts of things, and actually sharing that with other people, even from afar, is like quite comforting.
And for me, really cool, mine is water. Like if I can get to any source of water, even just taking a bath, but if I can go for a swim,
And there's something about like the rhythm of breathing, like the stroke, breathe, underwater, stroke, breathe. If there's like this repetitive rhythm that I find very comforting, or like if I can get down to the lake, or I don't know what it is about water for me, but it just, I find it super cleansing. So even a bath for me is like a really great.
Maybe Nicole can learn the breaststroke.
I love a good breaststroke.
There's your head. I took it back to the last thing.
I don't even remember where we were.
Oh,
What was the last?
you wanted Nicole to learn a new thing.
Oh, Nicole knows the breaststroke. That was a very good.
And that is a perfect point to end this session. Thank you all for coming, and thank our amazing cast.